So we're at Ponce de Leon Park in Punta Gorda. If you have not been here, definitely you gotta come. So this is an animal sanctuary where there's a vet on staff. We actually saved the bird one time while we were here. Well, we didn't save the bird, but we found the bird, and the veterinarian here saved the bird. And I'm not sure whatever happened, but they have all kinds of animals there. Oh, look, a little squirrel. I love squirrels. I think they're so cute. There's all kinds of birds in this place and different types of animals. And you can volunteer here too if you're interested. It's located south of Port Charlotte, south of Sarasota County on the Gulf of Mexico. It's a beautiful park. People go fishing. They put their boats out here in the water. So I called our storage container, the company, to find out when they were going to deliver Friday, because when I set it up, I said I wanted them in the morning. Well, of course, I called and they said, well, you didn't pay to have it come at a certain time. I'm like, whatever, please have it delivered on Friday morning. So they're charging us 50 bucks. I think Pods does the same as Pack Rats. I'm not sure, you'd have to check. So it's $50 extra to have it delivered between 8 and 12 noon. So we have that set up. Then I had to call back the internet company that's going to put our internet and TV in. They thankfully are coming Friday afternoon because we need internet. We work online. You know, we need that ASAP. I tried for a week trying to reach the person who was supposed to take care of the internet for the apartment complex, but they were not available or did not answer the phone, did not call back, so I had to call the main number. So there's this cool trail here along the beach. It feels like you're like lost on an island, but I'm not. Been here before. It's just a trail, but it's pretty cool. But back to moving short distance within the same city, town, even state is pretty easy because you could just get a U-Haul, load it up, take it to your new place, unload it. When you're moving longer distance, where you might want to get storage containers like Pod or Pack Rats, or a moving company to move you, or even if you have to drive the U-Haul long distance, it gets to be a little more complicated in my opinion. You have to make sure everybody's on the same page, where you have to disconnect on a certain day, or you have to connect the new service on the day that you want. Like say moving day, I want the internet and the electricity, but the electricity couldn't come on Friday, so they're coming Thursday, so I hope that's not an issue. But the complex, otherwise we wouldn't have electricity to the following week. And then of course these companies are booked, especially if you're moving to a city where there's a lot of people. So it's something you have to think about, really plan ahead, and always triple confirm with everybody. Because for example, I told Pack Rats that I wanted morning when I placed the order. They didn't have that in the system. So if I didn't call back, who knows when they would have come. And I told them I could only keep that container there for one night. Apartment complexes, especially busy ones, do not want those pods there for more than a night, maybe 2 tops. Any longer, they don't, you know, they just don't like it because there's very little space. They need you in and out of there. So we had to plan very carefully. And then if you're moving long distance, often you will be without a home for a few days. And when moving long distance, rarely do you just leave your home and move right into the apartment, because if you have movers or the container, it'll be delivered on a certain day. Long story short, you'll have a few days that you won't have a home. So you either have to get a hotel, you have to get an Airbnb, stay at family or friends. But if you're moving out of state, you may not have family and friends. Where are you going to stay for those few days? You're going to want to make sure you have all the paperwork you need. For example, the electricity company's phone number, your account number, so you can close out the old one in case you didn't have time while you were there to set that up ahead of time. and make sure you set up all the new utilities in the new place. So those are the things that you have to work out with these companies, and it's not always just cut and dry. It's not always easy. Triple check what they say and what they actually do. It could all be very different and can mess up everything for you and cause a lot of stress. And I mentioned in another video, a couple of videos ago, about the time of year that you move. They can make a big difference in the cost and availability of movers. Price and demand. The more people want a product, the price goes up, 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 and the availability could be very low. So you want to plan ahead of time as far as moving goes, especially long distance. I think it's real important to have a good notebook with all your notes, phone numbers, people you spoke with on the phone, just so you have all the information, account numbers, a list of things to do. Sometimes you forget to do certain things when you're moving because there's just so much to do and it's hard to remember everything. So just have that notebook with all the information you need. And the last thing I'll leave you with is when setting up new utilities, they will ask for your social security number for your background check to make sure you have a good FICO score. If you don't, they will ask you for deposits, maybe fees, I don't know, every company's different. But as long as your FICO score is good, they won't ask you for any deposit, they'll just set you up. So I guess the moral of the story is, before you move, really work on that FICO score, F-I-C-O. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Creditkarma.com is free to use. You can check what your credit score is, and it really is free, and it's pretty accurate. I didn't think it was when I first started. I was like, this can't be, it's free. And because I know you can get yours free through Expedia and TransUnion once a year, but they offer both scores on that creditkarma.com. And you know, a lot of your credit cards will also give you what your credit score is, and they're a little different from each company. Expedia, TransUnion, there's one other one, and it'll be a little different, but at least you have an idea. You really want to get it over 700, 720 if you can. The better the score, the better interest rates you get when buying a house, buying a car, or if you're getting an apartment, you won't have to put deposits down. They'll let you move in. If you have a bad score, sometimes they won't even let you in certain apartments. So make sure you are never late on your bills. Pay those off. If you can't pay them off, pay them on time. Don't ever be late. So that will definitely help. It's almost like a little strategy game trying to keep your score up, but it's very helpful when trying to move. Having that extra cash, very helpful. So save and get that credit score up. The other thing that you're going to want to do too is to check to see if your bank is in the area that you're moving to, because if it's not, you're going to either A, want to open another bank account in the area that you'll be, in case you need to get things notarized, you just need to go in for something. I know a lot of us do our banking online on our phones, but sometimes you have to go into the bank, and if you don't have your bank in your area, it can be a bit of a pain. So find out a bank that you'd like in your area and open one up. You don't need to open up a whole savings and all that, just a little checking to put some money in there just to have it in case you need to cash a check or do something that you don't want to do on the phone. So that's my suggestion on that. And if you're not going to open up a bank, make sure you have plenty of cash on hand while you're traveling, because sometimes while you're traveling, even though you told your credit card company you're traveling that you'll be using your credit cards during your move, sometimes they'll put a block on it, and then there you are at the store needing food or buying a sofa and you can't use your card. So make sure you have plenty of cash on hand when moving, because you can't count on your credit card or your debit card, or you don't have a bank to go into because you moved and they don't have a bank in the area that you happen to be in. So have cash on hand. So those are just some tips that I have for you for moving. I hope they helped just a little bit. And if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. Please share, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to live a passionate life.